नमस्कार सभी को। ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में हम अंग्रेजी माध्यम की निःशुल्क स्कूलें चलाते हैं। 127 crore people, I'm corrected a few minutes before by Mr. Shailendra Singh, 130 crore people, and not one runs one free English medium school. Globally, 115 million people, million children are illiterate. 115 million children are illiterate. They don't go to school. Out of 130 crore people, 287 million people are adult illiterates in this country. %20 of India's children in the age group of 6 to 14 do not go to school. India's rural population is 65% of the total population. And mind you, a fundamental right called the right to education has been passed in 2009. Nobody ever dreamt of having one school free for rural children. We all have our backgrounds from some village or the other. Having traveled the world by my first profession as a marine engineer, I have seen closely what education is in some of the most affluent countries of this world. The whole of Europe, America, Australia, Canada, and many more have the best public schools, and parents prefer to send their children to such public schools. I want to get a little interactive with all of you. Promise me you will not believe that I'm trying to test you. I'm only trying to tell you what the current education scenario in the country is. Please participate wholeheartedly. I'll ask you very simple questions. We all went to school. We learned A for apple. So repeat after me, A for apple. What else it stands for that you can show to a KG child in pictorial form? A for aeroplane. What else? Ant. What else? Alphabet is a word too difficult for people to understand at KG when they don't even know an alphabet. I said pictorial. Alligator. Wonderful. What else?
Animal.
Come again?
Animal.
That's too broad. You should show one picture. What else? Arrow. Wonderful. Likewise for B, C, D. If you can give 10 pictorial forms, I'll be very happy for the education system of this country. But believe me, most teachers did not give as many answers as you gave. And that's where I felt sad for this country. Teaching at SP Jain Institute of Management Studies, marketing strategy and business policy was no use. Each of the students passing out from there carried a package of more than 25 lakh rupees per annum. I thought I was wasting my time. The country really needed education at primary level. We had some of the best higher learning institutions in this country. Name it the National Institutes of Technology, the Indian Institute of Technology, and the Indian Institutes of Management, and many more art, finance, management schools, and whatnot, including law schools in this country. The Mumbai Mahanagarpalika, Brihan Mumbai Mahanagarpalika spends 2,700 crore rupees every year on education in municipal schools. That is why I decided to set up schools for underprivileged rural children in this country. Give me blood and I will give you freedom, said. Who said that? Subhash Chandra Bose. Gandhiji said the other way. Give up violence and I will give you freedom. Mother Teresa said, give love abundantly. Don't find out what others are lacking in. You will have no time to love. Our late President, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, when asked what he would like to be remembered as, said he would like to be remembered as a teacher. And the second thing he said about mission was that he would like to enter into a mission of giving through being a teacher. And he spent the rest of his life after presidentship being a humble teacher. Coming from a village, he even died his last minute giving a lecture. Coming from a village in Rameshwaram, I go back to the roots of India, the villages. Setting up a school, and that to an English medium school, in rural India was not so easy. To set up a school, you need lakhs of rupees. I had worked in the corporate world, and therefore I decided to write to some of the top 200 countries of this country. Not one responded, unfortunately. And then I wondered where all these corporates get their monies from. And believe me, I got the answer, that they get it from all of you and me. We buy their products and services, and they earn a surplus through the profits for the risks they have taken on their business. And it is then that they give corporate CSR funds, corporate social responsibility funds. And then that day I decided it is easy for me to set up a school. It was not at all a gigantic task. I went to the very same people who gave all the companies of this country their huge profits. I decided to go to the common man of this country who travels in trains. If I were to come to your house any time of the day when you are awake and knock on your door and tell you that I would like some funds from you for setting up a school, the easiest thing that you would do was slam the door on my face. Am I wrong? Is that not the normal human behavior? Therefore, I needed to find an audience at a place where they would be my captive audience. That's what I did. I walked into a local train with this box. That is all the investment I did to set up a school. Can I see some of the pictures of my school? This is how it looks when I first started my construction. Of course, there was just land, but then you can see the foundation. Quickly go through the pictures and you will go through them as I am speaking. This is when the slab came up, and likewise you will see the school functional in all respects. Over a period of time, I managed to collect funds in this box, and I set up this wonderful school. Each classroom is of 650 square feet. Ladies and gentlemen, India is fast globalizing. We have functions, I would correct myself, we have seminars like TEDxJaiHindCollege and many more, where we talk of big things that happen globally and probably in most of the cities in this country. Who is going to care for that child, for those children from those villages? Are they not entitled to be a part of this globalized economy after 20 years from now? India's real assets are the children who are in school today. They are going to make up our country. Proud we will be about what they can do for us. But are we investing really in their education? Not at all. 65% of the rural population, and not a single English medium school in most of the villages. Simple marketing dynamics tell you that they can't afford to pay huge donations. Some of the schools in this country have fees upward of 6 lakh rupees per annum. The average earning of a rural Indian is less than $1 per day per person. Can you imagine paying huge donations that most of you, or probably most of children today, pay in cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata and others? They could not have afforded. How do I therefore make this a mass movement? I was discussing this with a lot of other friends of mine, some well-wishers, and we thought that we could do it in 3 stages. Exhort everybody, wherever I go, to set up a school in their own village. Out of 200, maybe 1 would like to do that. Well, that is still achieved. Some achievement. Wherever I go in the country, I tell people like you, if I could set up a few schools, you could set up one in your own village. I have not yet set up a school in my own village because I go only by invitation. A village which calls me to set up a school there, that's the one which I visit. I form a local committee there who have to take the responsibility to run that school. And let me give you the statistics. Each of my school costs no less than 90 lakh rupees to construct. At the rate of 800 rupees a square foot, the size of the school is 9,500 square feet. Not an easy task. The second method that we have thought of and we would like to implement is talk to educational institutions in this country. The IITs, the IIMs, the Jai Hinds, the NMIMS, SP Jains, and such institutions to adopt one such school, to run that school and upgrade the standards of education. If, as an institution, they are willing to come forward, every year we could set up 100 schools. It's very simple. A batch of students passing out from, let's say, NMIMS, let's say, IIM, Kolkata, IIM, Ahmedabad, each batch can easily set up one school every year and take responsibility for that school. That's the second layer. Second level of getting the society, the educational institutions interested in this project. The last, which I have thought of and which is not the least though, is to talk to all the members of parliament and the MLAs of this country. Do you know the amount of money they get for MP lad? 5 crore rupees. An MLA gets 1 crore rupees. And believe me, there are 540 constituencies of the Lok Sabha in this country. We could easily set up 540 schools in this country every year in rural India. Which means in 2 years' time, we could cover at least each and every district of this country. And then through the MLAs, if we look at the taluka level, that is the tehsil level, we could reach yet another 2,000 villages every year. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, through that method, we could easily set up as many schools as possible every year. All that we need is to have that will to do something for this country. I'm sure if even one out of this audience is exhorted by this talk and goes to set up a school wherever in this country for rural children, that is the day for the future of this country to be great. Most grateful to all of you for listening to me patiently. Vidya Danam Shreshtha Danam. Dhanyavad aap sabka.